Dude, you don't understand the respect every single guy who's played Halo has for Master Chief.
What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to the Ground Zero podcast, the official podcast of Lobby Zero, the Ground Zero for gaming. We have managed to reach the fourth podcast the fourth episode rather of this podcast.
One
And
whole month
today,
of doing this.
what's that?
One whole
Wow.
month of doing this. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn, yeah.
It's been a month,
right?
bro.
One episode,
Damn.
one episode a week.
Feeling like Joe Rogan right now.
Yeah. No, I think the magic number is 7, apparently, right?
7
Yeah.
months or 7 episodes?
7 episodes. Like if you
Okay, thank God.
Just,
you consistently
just 3
do
more
7
episodes to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, right. Isn't that like same with fitness and stuff also?
I think fitness might be a little
7
longer.
weeks.
Okay,
7
yeah.
weeks. Not 7 sessions, 7 weeks.
Right, yeah, 7 weeks. So yeah, today I guess we're gonna have a little bit of more of a casual conversation. Vibhav has a few topics lined up, and I guess he's gonna drive the first part of the conversation. Last week we had Zara on as a guest. We were hoping to have a guest on this week for this episode, but things didn't exactly work out. But that doesn't matter because I feel like sometimes, you know, Vibhav said this. Vibhav brought this up the last time I was talking to him. He was like, sometimes we need just the team to be talking. It doesn't always have to be a guest. You know, there's stuff that we can talk about.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's do it, man. Vibhav, take it away, bro. What do you want to talk about?
This is a pretty weird segue into just getting into topics here. But anyways, what games have you guys been keeping up with? E3's just been done. What games are you really excited about?
Dude, I've been waiting for God of War. Nothing to do with E3, but I've been waiting for God of War, the sequel, for the longest time. I'm getting nothing, and I just got a delay instead. So it's frustrating, man. I want something from God of War, but Halo was there, you know, to keep me calm. You know, they went back to the original style, graphics wise, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess we'll talk about that more later. But
yeah. No, I mean, I personally didn't exactly catch E3, like the whole thing or anything. I watched a few highlights, I guess. But I mean, it's kind of old news now because it's been a while. But I think for me, the only thing that kind of stood out from the whole showcase was probably, I think the only new IP that was really like showcased in that, if I'm not wrong, was Riders Republic. I don't know, like the full-fledged one.
There
Avatar,
also,
right?
yeah. I think there's a new Bethesda IP called Starfield, which is very similar.
Oh
to,
yeah,
like,
right.
Starfield.
Yeah.
it's
Starfield.
like
But
Skyrim.
was there a lot of information on it? I feel like
No.
it was
They
a
just did
teaser
like
kind of a thing, right?
There's
Yeah.
a trailer video, right? Like,
CGI trailer. So I mean,
What about you?
for me, I think just like Krislan said, I am a bit excited about Halo. They're going back to like the original roots of the game,
yeah.
doing it well again, I guess. Also the
Dude,
multiplayer.
multiplayer is free.
Yeah,
Nice.
the multiplayer
Exactly.
free. So that's pretty fun, and it looks like they're taking the franchise in the right direction now.
Right.
Did you guys Isaac, do you want to talk about the content properties that we have going on right
Oh
now?
yeah. So I think now that we've come to the end of the month, Lobby Zero has been able to produce a few of our native content properties that we've been able to push out. Got a good range of stuff now. We've got Straight Out of Los Santos. That's the GDA stream. That's the Lobby Zero crew. We've got game nights with PurpleShrimp, Apex Legends with Zara. We've pushed out, things you should know for Biomutant. We've pushed out LZ Roundup pretty consistently for a couple of weeks now. So I think what else am I missing? We pushed out Deep Dive. That was a big one for us. These are all properties that I feel like, I mean, we knew when we started off that, I mean, in my head, I knew towards the end of June is when we would have completed like a one proper cycle of the different properties going out. And I was curious to see what that would be like. I was curious to see the range of content. So now, if we jump on to YouTube and we check it out, there's a good range of content. And now we have the podcast going on. So I think the dream or the idea for content on Lobby Zero was to have a good range of diverse native properties that would make sure that we have a steady flow of content that's of good quality, that has a proper infrastructure where it can be made. And ideally, once we have that foundation set, we want to be able to experiment and do all these new creative ideas, right? And we have a couple of things lined up. That's pretty exciting. I think people are gonna catch a glimpse of that in July. So mid-July, quite a few things are gonna happen. Yeah. So all these properties are really taking shape. I guess the one issue that I had with Deep Dive, I mean, I got a lot of good feedback, to the people that I sent that to, and even without me sending that piece to, like, a bunch of people reacted and gave me feedback, and they really liked it. I guess the only issue was the sound, right? So now we've
A
got a
small
mic.
thing.
Yeah.
Not really.
I mean, it's literally
we
a
have a mic.
narrative piece. It's literally an audio narrative piece, but
Sound doesn't matter.
but I now I got a mic with company money, so it's all good. Now I feel like I'm complete, so we're good. Hopefully the next deep dive episode, which, if I'm not wrong, is gonna be on the metaverse, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think Vibhav has lined up, and he's probably working on the script for. So that's gonna be pretty exciting. So hopefully I can do justice to that
Yeah.
with the
I feel
mic.
like as Lobby Zero, we still are a pretty small team, so like everybody is somehow or the other contributing on a big forefront. While when it comes to content creation, like we have Isaac trying, to do audio narration, podcast, and even both of you guys go live for GTA. Uh, Nas-
Yeah.
which I feel like, at least personally, is my favorite thing that Lobby Zero does right now.
Well, the GTA streams, is it?
Yeah.
Streams.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, it's funny because I feel like that's where, like, yesterday's stream especially was it's such a testament to how that particular game can create so many natural spaces for entertainment. Just like we just do,
We
dumb
should add
shit
like
with.
that clip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
one
That's the
where all
thing.
three of them
That
got
clip
out.
of all, exactly. I was just gonna say that the clip where all of us one by one, come out, break the door. Come out, break the door. Come out, break the door.
Yeah, and that was like the new Jeep that I got. So it was like completely wrecked. But yeah, I mean, it's the funny stuff that happens in the most simplest scenarios that I think
Mhm.
it can escalate so quickly, and that's what I love about the game. And
Yeah.
I mean, we have the whole premise of doing the series for the heists and going through the heists and stuff, but a lot of the entertainment comes from just the spaces in between where we're just
In
doing dumb
between.
shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was exhausting though. Yesterday was exhausting.
Yesterday was a long
It
stream.
went long stream. Yeah.
And Chris tried to do some quick math. When I kept asking Chris, yo, how long has it been? How long has it been? He was like, he told me today, he was looking at the timing, and he saw 200 minutes. Okay, and he just said 2 hours because he decided to round off 60 minutes to 100 minutes for an hour. I don't know how. I mean, I do know because we
I
both
was exhausted. I,
we
you don't want
both
to talk
have
about it.
we both have a very synonymous level of expertise when it comes to numbers and
Math
mathematics.
prodigies, bro.
But
We're math prodigies.
prodigies, yeah. So yeah, but you're right though. Talking about um, how everybody on the team is kind of stepping up and creating content. I mean, I think content is the cornerstone for the business now, and we might not be in a position to outsource that work or find talent and deploy them onto these properties, but
Yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
But a big part of doing all this is to set up the base and the skeleton, at least what the creative logic behind these properties are, using the native team, right? And I think we're doing a pretty good job of that. Like, Rahul is able to do roundup, I'm able to do deep dive, and Namil's able to jump on, the GDA stream.
Stream. Yeah.
Yeah. We are
Vibhav's able to
able
do the
to.
podcast.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, like definitely, like we're really doing whatever we can in our capacity to push on that front.
Yeah. I feel like, overall we've grown a lot too. In
Mm.
like the past 5 episodes. I mean, technically this is the fourth episode, but like we've shot five, and I
Yeah.
believe there's been a significant upgrade in how we record and how we are
Mm.
executing this entire thing. So yeah, I
Mm.
Yeah,
feel
and it's
like
gonna get better. It's just gonna
yeah,
get better now.
Yeah, I think we've got
Each
a good
episode.
system in place. We've got a good system in place. Everything starting from the workflow into the production, and man, like the stuff. I still haven't watched the Zara interview completely, a podcast
It's good.
completely, but
It's good.
I have a good feeling about that one because I knew when we shot that
Yeah.
episode, like uh
yeah,
it
it
was
was
going
a
to turn out
pretty
pretty good.
well done.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think one thing that we're doing differently with the podcast is the post production on it. Like the clips. And I was talking to one of my friends about one of the episodes. I think this was episode 0.
Zero.
The three reveals, was that the
Yeah,
Mm.
one? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
episode
yeah.
0, right? I was talking to one of my friends, and he was like, it was a great episode because he didn't expect to have that captivating, immersive footage to complement what we were talking about. And suddenly, because it was a podcast, right? And he's just sitting there looking at us
Mm.
talk. But then suddenly, when it cut into the video game footage and the scenes from the trailers and the reveals, like he was transported into that space, and it just upped his level of entertainment. So I think
Mm.
it's a good call. It's a little bit of extra effort, and I know that Chris and the editor Adi uh, is going that extra mile, and even Vibhav, I think, has worked on timestamping and putting on certain episodes. So um, that's the extra mile that we go, regardless of how many people are watching right now. It's really just building the habit, I think, and making sure that when the time comes, when somebody's scrolling down and looking at our repository of content, it's we're always trying our best to have a certain level of quality. Like, it doesn't matter whether we have 20 subscribers
Yeah.
or you know uh, a million. Like, the level of quality has to be at the brim of what we're able to produce at that point in time, and I think people will notice that as they consume our
Yeah,
content.
and that's why we also, we do, tend to skip on our schedule, like delay on our schedule to make sure, that the quality is met, even though
Yeah.
we're, away, way past the time, the due date. We're still delaying it. That's fine because the quality still has to be met. Because
Yeah.
quality
I
is
mean,
way more important than consistency at this point.
yeah. I mean, I feel like it's a sweet spot. I feel like it's a sweet spot between the two because we definitely need a system in place where we're pushing stuff out. but at the same time, especially with the native properties, at least the first ones, and the first iterations of those properties, we want to set the standard. But um I think we're trying to find the sweet spot of, okay, as soon as we set the standard, as soon as we set the base, how can we just use it as a machine to keep pushing stuff out and create content. So I think
We are
we're
getting there
getting there.
though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we're getting there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, even with podcasts, right? So we've all individually done a lot when it comes to podcasts. I mean, Isaac has been, you know, preparing so many conversations, has been trying to contact so many guests, and all from time to time. It's Chrislin beyond, just recording this podcast, also gets down to like time stamping so we can have engaging clips and all.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about that experience overall? How it's been working?
Yeah.
Is it?
I
Is
mean,
it?
I mean, yeah, I
go
mean,
for it.
it's fun, it's good. When we see the final product, it's pretty good. But the process is kind of a pain, man. That time stamping is a
I've
pain in
seen
my
those
dude.
sheets.
Bro, yeah, and I'm trying to be as detailed as possible when I give it to Avi because I don't want to, I don't want him to be confused about what to do. I want him to know exactly what to do, so it's easier for him and stuff. And he props to Adi, man. He's actually like I'm really specific, and he's nailing down exactly what I'm telling him to do, like specifically sticking to the time stamping and stuff, and adding those dope effects that you will see in this podcast. So
Yeah.
I mean, hats off to Adi.
Yeah, Adi has
But it
that.
is a pain.
I feel like that's part of the synergy and what's happening here, which is I think you have a meticulousness when it comes to curating segments of the content, and Adi has the meticulousness when it comes to executing the edits on that. And only because
Yeah.
that's matching is the end product turning out to be as good as it is, So, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, but
Yeah,
it is a pain. Both him and I, we keep talking about oh my god, like when we make a small change, both he and I will be on the call, like shit, bro, like do we have to make it? But we have to make it because the quality got to remain high. So we're like, we got to do it, bro, and then we're in it together. So it is a pain, but the end product speaks for itself. It justifies why we're putting in this much effort. We feel good that we produced this good of a podcast episode.
that
So
that is the best part, right? We've all been putting so much effort. It's at least nice to see our content, being at that point of
Yeah.
quality, I
yeah.
I
guess.
think it's pretty surreal for me because I've always wanted to do this.
Mm.
But I've just never had the production support to make it happen. And it for us, I mean, for me, it's a jump, right? From not doing anything like this ever before to suddenly doing it at this level of production. So
Yeah.
so this is pretty surreal because I've just thought about doing it, and all of a sudden, literally within a couple of days, we we we've we've gotten a system in place to make things happen, and we're trying to be consistent. So I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I remember talking to Namil too,
Yeah.
like a few days ago about how uh, I really like how Lobby Zero is one of the companies that actually at least trying to generate some momentum in the gaming space. It gets heavily neglected in the Indian landscape, but we
Yeah.
are doing our best right now, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think
Mhm.
there's quite a bit of validation coming. I mean, recently we came across um, this fund that's being. I think it's the first gaming VC in the market,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I basically dedicated this weekend to just study everything that they've put out. Right, I went through every article they pushed out, and all their podcasts and the interviews and everything, and it's changing. We're seeing the landscape change a little bit. The transition is beginning where people are starting to take it seriously. Um, and the fact that these guys have come up now, which is a sector specific fund, so it's
right.
specific to gaming, to the gaming industry, and that's very rare. So the fact that something like that has happened and has come into the market, I think it's a validation for us. It's a validation for the industry. And I was checking what they were looking for in brands that they might want to invest into, and we check some of those boxes. So we're definitely on the right path. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I believe with Lobby Zero, we've got a really good thing going on, I guess.
Hmm. For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, since we've covered a bit about Lobby Zero, let's circle back to games then. I've got like a few topics lined up. I remember back when I was like very new to the team, both of you telling me
Mm.
that, you've also grown up with Halo. This was a thing that came up when I was being interviewed, I guess. Uh, so yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
what was your first Halo game growing up, or like what Halo games have you played so far?
I'm gonna let Zach go first.
Because I'll have less to say. Because I'll have less to
Yeah.
say. I'm not. I'm not much of a Halo. What do you say? I wouldn't say fan because I'm gonna get so much hate for that. But I
Bruh.
haven't. I haven't played Halo as much. I'm sure if I played it enough, I'd probably end up being a fan, because I know that it's such a fundamental like game from so many different angles, from a cultural angle, from just
Yeah.
technology and like all kinds of stuff.
Like
Um,
you see these memes on Instagram, everywhere I go, I keep seeing this another version of everyone just singing the
yeah, exactly. I think
yeah.
my first experience with Halo was back in school. Combat Evolved, and
Right.
everyone back in school was playing that game. I think that was the
Yeah.
one game that everybody jumped on, and I think we used to play Capture the Flag,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was really fun because
That
like
was really
everybody was
fun.
playing.
Yeah.
Like every kid in the whole class would like jump on and we team up.
And our IT teacher didn't give a shit.
Yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
was just
She
like,
didn't really
guys,
care.
this I don't even know what to give an example because I didn't pay attention. So I don't know what is in IT, what they teach you in IT. But she's like, guys, this. And then we're all just playing, and she's like, guys, can you focus? We're like, no, get the flag, red team, go to the base, like screaming across IT lab, across
Yeah.
everybody. And she just ignores us, like, okay, like three girls are listening to her. She'll be like teaching them instead. So
Yeah,
She's
that's
pretty
like,
my
fun.
okay, this is more important.
yeah, that's my first experience. I think that was also my first multiplayer experience. Um,
Mhm.
Halo. So that was really cool.
What about you, Chris?
Bro, I don't know where to start,
He
bro.
doesn't even know what to
Yeah.
say.
There's too much Halo information in my head right now.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fanboy too.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta give a shout out to a friend of mine. His name is Philip. So he's the one who introduced me to Halo when we were really young. So back when I was, I think, 12. I can't remember how old I was. Around 12-ish. Um, I think that's when Halo 3 came out, or just before Halo 3 came out. I used to go to his house for sleepovers, and he used to have an Xbox, the OG Xbox. So he had, I think, two games that I distinctly remember, which was Halo Combat Evolved and Grab by the Gullies. So we used to play Grab by the Gullies first, and it was so fun. I don't know if you guys know the game, but the characters in that don't speak, they mumble like, huh? Ooh, that's how they communicate. And it's like a comic book kind of narration. So it was a pretty interesting game with the Grim Reaper and everything. And then we started playing Halo. I was like, whoa, the graphical difference from Grab by the Gullies to Halo, so insane, so realistic. And then we started playing Halo. We kept going. And there was this mission called, I think, The Flood, where
I
you get
know,
introduced to the
right?
flood. Yeah, dude, that mission, bro. That mission. So my
It
friend
it, it just
Philip,
like the
yeah,
game switches from like just being like this epic sci-fi adventure to like dead ass horror.
horror, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
it's
was
such a
scary, dude. That scene when Master Chief gets that helmet and he puts on the card, memory card, and
yeah. I
replays what
I I
happened, dude. Chills. That was a insane setup to what's gonna come. And
Yeah.
my
I
friend,
mean, the
like
whole
Philip,
thing is like so, like it's hardwired into my brain, all of those cutscenes and all.
and the music, bro, the
Yeah.
music when the flood shows up. So yeah, so my friend Philip, he kept building it up to me, saying that he's never passed that mission. He could never complete that mission for some reason. He didn't know how to finish it. So he and I were like, you know what? We kick back after school weekend on Friday, sleep over for 2 days, sitting down, got two controllers, and we beat the shit out of the flood level. And then we go to the next level, and he's like, bro, I've never been here. I don't know what to do now. Like, it's uncharted waters. And then it got even more interesting. So we both didn't know what's going to happen. We kept going, and then we finished the game finally. And that was the most insane experience I had in my life. And then I decided I need an Xbox. I need to buy an Xbox. And I convinced my dad to get an Xbox 360. I told him, if you get me an Xbox 360, I will not ask for anything else in my life. Like I promised him. And then he actually bought it for me, even though he knew I was lying. So he got me the Xbox 360, and he got me this game called Dead or Alive 4, which is not the game I wanted. I was like, I'm gonna play it anyway. So that was my own game. The first game that I ever owned was Dead or Alive 4. And that was a whole other story. And then right after that, I immediately bought Halo 3 when it launched. And oh, dude, I skipped Halo 2, by the way. I could not play Halo 2 because nobody I knew had Halo 2. So I heard the story. And then I started Halo 3. And oh my God, I get chills thinking about Halo 3 when Cortana is talking about Master Chief. And then she says, luck. And then it turns, oh man, chills. I'm gonna stop now, or keep going. I gotta stop myself.
Oddly enough, I managed to play Halo 1 and 2, but never 3. I never
Oh,
played
you
Halo
didn't play Halo
3.
3?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Okay, I mean, I played Halo 2. Apparently, everyone says Halo 2 is the best game. I mean, I kind of played Halo 3 before Halo 2, so I might be biased, but I feel like Halo 3 is
No,
better.
Halo 3
because
is said to be the best game. So what happened is I was never a console kid, but both
Right.
Halo 1 and 2 got like ported back in the day to PC,
PC.
and somehow
Yeah.
it ended up with me.
So where does the franchise stack up on your list of all time like favorite?
Oh, dude, it's at least
Favorite
in
franchise?
top 3.
Yeah.
If you consider post Bungie era, it goes way below like top 50 even.
Yeah.
But
For Zach doesn't know, so basically, Bungie was the people who developed Halo at first, the first 3 games, and Halo Reach, and Halo Wars, a couple of games. But the main titles are Halo 1, 2, 3, and Reach, and Halo 3 ODST. And then Halo 4 onwards, it was 343 Industries.
it was a pretty weird way to even continue this, because like Halo 3 was considered to be the ending,
perfect ending.
It
was
had like the
ending.
tagline called "Finish the fight."
Finish the fight, yeah. I was so excited. I wanted to finish the fight, and the music, and then you're going in.
And then Microsoft is like, make another Halo. Bungie's like, yeah, all right, we'll make a prequel. So they made Reach, and
no, that was 343 or Reach, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they just like, no, I'm going to do other games, and left.
So what's your favorite game then? What's your favorite game, Halo?
For me, it's actually Halo 2.
2.
In the franchise, yeah, Halo 2.
What about Chris?
3, bro. Halo 3.
I'll probably change to 3. I'm planning to buy Master Chief Collection like in this week. It's on 50% sale on Steam right now. So if you have a PC.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean, for me, I really like. So my experience with Halo was basically playing it way past 2012, something like that, and I was like, oh my god, what are these graphics? I've never seen a game so good.
Right?
And like cinematics and all. And then I just started Googling about this, because like we had this assignment called talk about your favorite game or something like that. And everybody was like talking about board games. And there was just me and my friend who've been playing Halo. So we decided to write about Halo. So we were just going through the Wikipedia, and we were shocked to know that this game came as far back as like 2000. 2001 something. And we were like, how does this game manage to look so good? And apparently that was a downgrade because we were playing on PC and the PC port apparently looks worse than the Xbox
pretty
version.
shit.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
surprising.
Yeah.
So I
Yo,
mean,
I wanted to ask you, in Halo 1, is it just me, or did you also, in the first mission, when you meet Captain Keyes for the first time, did you try to kill him? Did you try to kill him?
yeah, I did. And then like all the soldiers shoot at you because
All the
Master
Marines
Chief's
try to
gone.
shoot. Yeah. Like I get the gun. Like he gives us the gun in the cutscene, and then he's like, go save Cortana, get out of here, or some shit. Then you leave only once you leave his cabin, you get to equip the gun. So I equip the gun, go
Come
back to
back
him.
and kill him.
He told me like, what the fuck? Chief is back. And I just shoot him in the head. Every Chief has gone rogue. Chief has gone rogue. He starts shooting me, and I hide down that the pilot seat area. I just sit down there and just crouch and wait up until my ammo runs out. And then I spent hours doing that. I don't even know why. It was I'm a psychopath.
Yeah, I mean, I believe even in CE because we didn't have like the option to trade our weapons with our fellow soldier. So half of my game was just like, you guys are going to do nothing anyways. I'll just kill you and take your gun.
Right. I mean, that is true. Yeah. But I felt bad though every time I shot them. When they scream or when they say something, they feel human. And back then, no other game made me feel
really
like
well
the NPC.
Yeah. The NPC
so
or like the AI overall is so well done. I mean, once you kill the elite, like all the grunts start running away from you.
Oh my god, that is amazing. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this feels like nothing right now. I mean, not like nothing.
Yeah.
Even right now, a lot of games are like still trying to catch up with how good Halo's AI was. But back then, when like AI was just basically, oh, there is a guy, shoot him. And they brought like such variety overall.
Yo, speaking about AIs, I wanted to divert for a sec. There's this game, I forgot the name. You guys definitely know it. It's a Lord of the Rings universe game. I have never watched Lord of the Rings. People are gonna hate me for saying that.
Is it Shadow of Mordor or something?
Shadow of Mordor, that's the one. Yeah. So Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War has a nemesis system. And that is the coolest shit I've ever seen in the video game. The nemesis system. So I mean, for those who don't know, when an enemy AI kills you, each enemy character has their own characteristics. They're either a coward or a hero or whatever. They have their own personality, right? And when one of them kills you, you respawn. I forget, there's some story reason why you respawn. I'm not a huge fan, so I don't know. I play it just for the system. So when you respawn, the guy that killed you gets promoted. He gets ranked up for killing you. And then there'll be like people, he'll have like a dialogue sequence with them once they meet each other. Again, he's like, oh, it's you again, And I mean, that is so cool. I mean, and the fact that you can influence the enemies to turn into your allies and build your own army.
Yeah. Oh, and I mean, it even goes beyond that, right? So basically, these guys can either die and come back. They can run away from the fight at that moment and like come back with like a, lost eye with like an eye patch and stuff. Yeah. I mean, that game has pretty cool AI too. For me, I think I liked Halo 2 more because of how they took the story ahead. They brought back like Arbiter, who was like the actual. So no spoilers for Isaac. But yeah, I mean, they did
honestly,
the story
if they do, what are the chances of remasters coming out for these titles?
Bruh,
there are remasters.
It's remastered like years ago, bro. Halo 2 remaster is one of the most beautiful Halo games I've ever seen, bro. Like,
dude, that
Halo
2 where Master Chief takes that bomb to...
Oh, dude, yeah. Oh my god.
That music.
Play this scene. Okay, we're gonna play this scene with audio for a couple of seconds just to show how badass that scene.
Me inside your head now.
How much time was left?
You don't want to know.
Cairo, this is an Emberclad. The carrier shield is down. I'm in position and ready for immediate assault. Negative, Commander. Not against a ship that size. Not on your own.
Sir, permission to leave the station.
For what purpose, Master Chief?
To give the Covenant back their bomb.
Permission granted.
I know what you're thinking, and it's crazy.
So, stay here.
Unfortunately for us both, I like crazy. Just one question. What if you miss?
I won't.
For a brick, he flew pretty good.
Chief, get inside. Gear up. We're taking this fight to the surface.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, when was the remaster done though for 2?
I think 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was on the
Around there.
10th anniversary of Halo 2, which is like 2006 game or something like that.
Okay,
Yeah, so I think
Cool.
4 or 5 years ago. Yeah,
that's dope.
dude,
That
you
is
should pick it
dope.
up, Zach, if you can. Try these
Yeah.
games out.
But
They
I
look
mean,
beautiful now. And
yeah,
the craziest thing, you can press a button and swap between the original game graphics and the remaster graphics. You can see the difference
Oh,
by
shit, that's
swapping
dope.
real
it
time.
was
You can see the
2014.
guns texture drop.
Yeah, I just
2014.
Googled. Yeah, so basically
Yeah.
Halo 2 and Halo both came before 2004, which is
That is mad, dude. Halo 3 came out 2009.
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
2009.
that's when I got my first Xbox.
I
don't know how old I
played
was. Yeah,
first
math-
Halo post the release of Halo 3 and I was like, graphics can't get better than this.
Yeah.
And like a
yeah,
few years
yeah,
later,
yeah.
Uncharted 4 comes out.
But honestly, I was replaying Halo 3 literally last week because I got the Game Pass, so I have to for fun. And the graphics still hold up. dude.
Yeah, no, Halo
Those are
3 is
so good.
there's like this very it's just a story, I guess, that has been
Mhm.
coming across with Halo fans. The developer of Metal Gear Solid, Hideo Kojima. So when
Mhm.
these guys got like their first copy of Halo 3, just to just know what this new game is about. First thing
Mhm.
what he did was just roaming around the world, he saw that like grass had like a tessellation effect. So basically, when you're
Mhm.
walking, the vegetation bends so that to show that you've trampled upon it. And
Yeah,
I mean
yeah,
that was like a thing that nobody had ever seen.
yeah.
back-
It sounds like nothing right now
Yeah,
because you have Red Dead and all these games, but back then it was crazy.
Yeah.
Even though like now when we play the gameplay, it's just like a bent grass. It looks kind of weird, but back then it was pretty cool that it's interacting. You know.
yeah. I
Correct.
mean, even he admitted that this would be what would change gaming landscape for like next 5 years or so. it was
then
a
we get Death
pretty
Stranding.
big thing. Yeah. I mean, he's had a pretty good track record for like just to
Yeah.
balance out Death Stranding. I guess.
That's why I bought the Death Stranding. I pre-ordered it, the special edition with the steelbook cover.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I played it for like I think 3-4 hours, and then I couldn't anymore. Like I love the idea,
Didn't they have
but
like?
it is kind of
Didn't they have an
boring.
update for Death Stranding that came out this
I don't
E3?
even know, bro. What?
They apparently
They're
there's
doing
a
a
new
director's cut.
there's a new
Oh,
game
that's
mode.
yeah.
No, there's a new game mode in it if I'm not wrong,
Oh,
where
I'm not aware.
it's a stealth based infiltration segment in the
The
game.
whole game is stealth-ish, right?
I mean,
like there's
he
a
is the guy
specific
who made stealth a genre.
Yeah, I think there's a segment in the game, like I think it's a certain type of game mode or like certain set of missions that you have to go and
Where
like
you
infiltrate.
infiltrate a base. Yeah, I mean that was like the idea that they were showing, right? Norman Reedus' character gets into like the box,
Yeah.
sort
The
of.
box.
There's like a cardboard box in the trailer. We'll put up that image. So basically, there
Right.
is like a cardboard box, and that's
Uh-huh.
like a representative of what Snake does in Metal Gear Solid, where he hides in
Oh.
like the cardboard boxes every time he has to
Right.
just hide
Stealth.
somewhere.
Hashtag stealth.
It's the weirdest thing. You can be running around and like 3 or 4 soldiers have seen you and you just take out a box from nowhere and hide under it.
It's a plain open grass, and then there's a box in the middle. Oh, that's
They're like-
normal. That's cool.
Where did he go? Yeah.
Oh man, have you played Hitman?
Oh, I have. I played
That's also-
Hitman 1 and 2, but not 3 yet. I'm
Yeah, I
waiting
haven't
for
played
that game to
2.
become cheaper.
same.
They're selling across like one DLC part for like what
Yeah,
1,000 rupees and shit like that.
I'd rather buy all of it.
But how
for, like,
do you guys
close to
feel
free.
about that, by the way? The deal, like the DLC episodic kind of release versus like just getting the full game.
That's what they did
Not
with
really
like
a fan.
Hitman 2, right? They just released the entire game because Hitman 1 had a pretty bad sale record. But that
Wait, what?
Right.
yeah,
Isn't Hitman 3 episodic?
no, Hitman 3 also released entirely, and then they like brought in like the 7 deadly sins as a DLC content.
Oh, okay. So they changed it, is it? Like it's not episodic anymore.
Yeah, no, the base game always comes complete. For like Hitman 2 and Hitman 3, they did that. Well, interestingly enough, that episodic thing was the first time anyone was actually implementing it. And now literally every other game is doing that.
No, didn't Telltale do
Telltale?
that first?
No, so basically, as a content bucket, I mean, yeah, technically Telltale also was doing it, but like that was their thing, and like their genre also in itself. But for a traditional game to be released in segments, like Hitman had a complete story going behind it, and like
Yeah.
the experiences was episodic and being released like that. Post Hitman games like Destiny and Siege and all of these also started taking notice of it. And I believe like games as service has also like right now become the mainstream. Like even Halo Infinite
Yeah.
becoming like
Yeah.
the open
I don't know how I
world.
feel about this, man. I don't know how I feel about all this.
There's a part of me that like back in the day when I started playing GTA
Mm.
and we started playing the online game, like GTA Online. I remember having a conversation with somebody and I was talking about how like screw it, just figure out a way to update this like just recurringly. Like just what if there was a way where if there was one game and you were just updating evolving the universe on air, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
that's basically what everyone is hoping games like 2K and FIFA would be, right? because they're releasing the same game, just 1 or 2 updates. It's like an
I
update.
Not
every
just
year.
that, but I'm talking about like adding maps, adding locations, adding this, adding that. I mean,
Yeah.
they're starting to do it, I guess, with the the latest heist in GTA. Like they've added a certain section to the map or
Mm,
something that, I mean, for the particular heist, right? But I'm
yeah.
talking about expansion of the world, you know.
They did that though for Diamond Casino. It was
Yeah, that's what I'm
it
talking about.
was
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Like,
basically all the games right now have sort of adopted this we'll continue to give as the time goes instead of like just creating an entirely new
yeah, exactly.
game.
Like even like that's the whole seasonal approach, right? Like Warzone, you have different seasons, or Fortnite or whatever. And I think that's part of the journey to being like a metaverse type game where like
Mm,
it's one title and you keep updating it, where it that just becomes like the persistent universe, and then it just keeps evolving, you know. um but like I guess the part of that that doesn't necessarily make sense for developers and stuff is the fact that they can only make one iteration of it and let's like sell that. Otherwise, I don't know, maybe they would have to switch to like a subscription model basis to actually be sustainable. But honestly, if it's one huge proper game, like the scale of GTA, and if that was being revamped, not even just like uh missions or whatever, but like the world and graphics and all these things, right? If it was constantly being upgraded through air patches, like I don't necessarily mind paying a subscription based like model if it's big enough and it has the scope to be big enough, and if the developer is one that I can trust in being able to keep producing like really cool stuff. So yeah.
True, which is why
I mean,
with Halo, the whole dicey
mm,
thing is that Halo Infinite, they've claimed that this game is going to be the Halo game for a while now instead of
Mm,
releasing a new Halo after this.
yeah.
This will be like a games as service model instead of
Mm,
like a games as
mm.
retail. And they've been they're like taking this open world approach towards the entire like campaign. Um,
No, but the service model, is it for the campaign or the
it's
multiplayer?
they didn't talk a lot about how this would be affecting the campaign, but like yeah,
Yeah,
multiplayer will always have
because
you
it's a
know.
standard. It's a different game. It's those two games, the multiplayer and the campaign, are 2 different
Yeah,
games.
the multiplayer is
So
going to be a completely standalone thing. So I
yeah.
mean, yeah, I'm hoping that it overall doesn't have an impact. But like, if they go the Destiny route for Halo, I personally don't think that would work out. Maybe it would.
Hmm.
Time will tell.
Like I always, like, every time the new Halo games come out, and I always feel like something's lacking. Uh, I keep thinking, don't go to the open world route. Stick to the original roots. Just do exactly what we did for the first 3 games. But then I play the first 3 games again. And I'm like, this worked well for that time. This won't work now. The whole
Yeah,
mission, complete a mission, go to the next mission. Then after you go to that mission, you go to the next mission, and the whole mission is in one map. And then after you're done with the mission, you go to another map. Like it. I don't think it will work now, because now people are more into open world games. So like, I feel like if Isaac gets into the Halo 1, 2, 3 now, he won't like you know
and I
that
think
that style, I guess. But
part of
yeah.
charm of what Halo was is even in those restrictions, it was a pretty open landscape. I remember, like driving the
Mm.
Warthog all over the
Around
yeah.
the beach.
I mean, I've
Yeah.
basically like taken Warthog off like a cliff and so many times just to know if there is anything below. But like
Testing
Master
the
Chief
boundaries
dies.
of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like
Uh,
I feel like this episode should just be a Halo episode, honestly. No, like honestly, we can title it. Uh,
we
Like
talk
a
about
trip,
Halo.
a trip back to what's the name of the planet?
It's called Halo.
That's how you know he doesn't. That's how you know he doesn't know anything
Not
about
even
Halo.
a planet.
What is it?
It's
Earth,
a ring.
like
What?
It's a ring. It's a ring called Halo.
that's why do you think it's called Halo?
Wait, what? No, there was
Ring,
a
bro.
name to the place. I remember.
Halo installation 0407.
No, like
Halo.
in Combat Evolved, you were on something. It was called something.
Halo.
Really?
It is called Halo.
I mean, that island might be called something specific, I guess, or that I
I
guess
mean,
that
yeah.
temple or whatever could be something name specific. But
I
they were
think
on
they
a
just
ring.
yeah. Pillar of Autumn was the ship, but the whole thing is just called a Halo installation, which
Yeah.
is
Okay.
yeah. I mean, that was like
It's,
the most interesting aspect of it. You land on this place that looks like a future Earth, and then you notice like the world is just a big
dude,
ring.
and the most insane thing back then playing Halo 1 is when you are in that ring and you look up and you can see the rest of the ring
Yeah.
going up. You can see this is not a planet. You know, this is an actual ring. You can that is so
Damn,
Yeah,
that's
amazing.
cool.
I
You know,
was
that
the
experience was
whole
crazy.
world for Halo was so cool, and
Yeah.
like it had a pretty deep story arc also. I mean, they were dealing with themes of
Yeah,
religion.
religion.
Yeah, even like I don't know, soldiers dealing with like trauma from. Do you know this? They did like this whole campaign, ad campaign where they basically were talking about. So that they made like a futuristic diorama of battles taking place on Halo, and there were like these old people that were being interviewed, and these old people were like for the ad, they were like the soldiers who took part in the
Right.
humans versus Covenant war, and they're like talking about how they were all down on ammo. They were all this guy was just shooting from an overturned warthog, and one guy asked him what made you go so far, what made you still keep going, and he's like, Master Chief was still on the field, and that's why we
Ooh, and the chill when you
and
hear that
then
and you
there's like
see
this
Master Chief walking.
yeah.
Dude, Zach, I mean, as a non-Halo gamer, dude, you don't understand the respect every single guy who's played Halo has for Master Chief. We
And
idolize this dude.
Yeah, I get it. I can see it. I can sense it. I
I
can
mean,
sense it.
they just titled these ads called Believe, like it would end on Believe because
Who did this?
Oh, that was
everyone
for
Which
Halo
believes in
3,
you.
right?
Yeah, Halo 3. For
Halo 3.
Halo 2
Believe
was
Halo 3.
Halo 2, they just went batshit insane. What they did was so basically they did like a trailer that used to air back in like Super Bowl commercials and all of that. And there was like this URL flashing at the end screen called I Love Bees. And going on that URL, you get like this cryptic key that you have to decrypt, and then you get like latitudes and longitudes. Then you can go on those specific places at specific
Yeah.
times, and then like you get calls, and then that gives you another like location. And so like
What?
16, 17 people came together in like huge ass theaters to play Halo 2 multiplayer
Oh
together.
shit.
For, like,
Damn.
yeah,
That
that
sounds
was
pretty
like
dope.
really
That sounds
intense.
pretty. That's a pretty dope campaign.
Beta. Halo 2 multiplayer beta.
I mean that was just insane what Microsoft was doing back then with Halo. And Halo 2, like rightfully so, because of this campaign became like the highest selling anything for a while before like GTA
Before
5
Halo
and all of
3.
this.
I mean, yeah, GTA 5 to go, but Halo 3 also at the time was one of
Yeah,
the highest
Halo
selling
3 became
video games. But and the madness behind it. I mean, when you compare to GTA, is nothing. But the madness behind when Halo 3 was launching in 2009, people camping outside stores waiting to buy it, everyone going crazy.
they were
News
giving
outlets are
off
like,
like
"What is
even
this
Master
game?"
Chief helmets with like Halo 3 copies.
I can't believe I still don't have one. You know, if once I buy it, you will see him standing right there, full Master Chief statue. I've looked it up on Amazon and shit. I have some ideas. I just need the funds. So when we blow up, you will see Master Chief right behind me. Yeah.
The-
So,
yeah, I think Halo. For Halo, I think we
That's the
quite exhausted it.
close
We've
of the
driven
Halo
it
chapter.
into. So do you want to move to next topics, or do you want to talk
Yeah,
about?
I mean, I think I saw you talking about Cyberpunk being
Yeah.
back on stores. My plan is essentially
Right.
to delete my save game, update it, and just pray to God that it works the way that it's meant to work. But because like I have a save game right now, I'm stuck at this level where I'm supposed to beat one of these mini bosses, but because of the glitches in the game, I'm not able to do it. Like my movements are so haywire and everything.
Yeah, the
Um,
game is broken beyond like.
Yeah, if it's gonna be fixed, then I'm just gonna delete my save game and just start from the bottom. Because
But
I know,
like,
if it is fixed, in the sense that if it is like smooth enough for me to have a good experience, I know I'll have a really good experience. Because like even with the glitches,
Yeah.
I was really transported into that place, like
Yeah.
into that
That
city,
world,
into
yeah.
Night City. Yeah. So
And the music is so good.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
like I feel so bad for I forgot who the composer is, but I feel so bad for him because
Oh,
he did
yeah.
an amazing job with the music. The game just, it ruined it. Now people want to get to experience this amazing music that he built.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I
And
mean,
honestly,
people
I
with
mean,
like artists and all, they did like original tracks just for the game,
Yeah.
with like
Yeah.
Grimes and all coming in just to record for Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
They were
right,
pulling
right.
all like
All the
their
strings.
yeah, just didn't make a good
Damn.
game, I guess.
Dude, honestly, I heard I'm pretty sure we all heard before we bought the game that the game was buggy and glitchy and shit. And I just never believed it. Like I just thought there's no way a game that's gonna release or is released is gonna be so bad that you can't play it. That's impossible. The world won't allow it. Or I thought there would be regulations for this. I just couldn't believe a game could be this broken and sold. So that is still like how COVID a big what the F moment in the world. I feel like this is like a big what the F moment in gaming, at least for me, in my era of
I mean,
gaming.
yeah, because CD Projekt Red has such a good reputation with the Witcher series.
But I heard Witcher 3 also was released buggy as hell, really bad.
Not buggy as hell though. I mean, yeah, it still spawned your horse on like some rooftop. Still does that.
Yeah, and then to
But,
make up for it, they gave out free DLCs, and stuff like that. That's what I heard. So that's why I had.
Cyberpunk, I'm not even sure if DLC will come. They have so much to repair. Like 2
I
or
don't
3
think
years.
they're even gonna do it, man. I don't think it's possible at this point.
They're already at a loss repairing Cyberpunk.
I don't think it's gonna get fixed. I don't know if it's
No,
even
I
possible.
I think they've put in too much effort into that game to not, and they know there's a good game under all that. So
yeah.
I feel
and
like
I feel like CD Projekt, its origins is really a studio that cares about its game.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're gonna just let it go, because it's not just them. There's so many parties involved in making that, and if they don't fix it, and if an announcement comes, or even if they try to release another game,
nobody's going to.
yeah, like they're gonna be like, why would you abandon Cyberpunk and not try to fix it before releasing another title? So I don't think they can do that. Like I think they're gonna really fix it.
And they're gonna lose a lot of money trying to fix it. Then big hit.
Depends.
They're already at a loss. But
I mean, yeah, they are at a loss, but I feel like, so I think they had a few plans. Even I think a year before it released, I was checking out some stuff, and there were rumors about them creating like an online world around Cyberpunk, Night City, and stuff like that. I think if they're able to create an authentic online world around Night City and around Cyberpunk after they fix the game, the base game, there's a chance that they can reclaim, but they just cannot screw up the online bit. Like one big disappointment for me. I had such heavy expectations was Red Dead. Like Red Dead did an amazing job with the campaign. Like, what are they doing with their online world, dude? Like,
It's empty.
I really don't understand what their approach is for Red Dead
No,
Online. I don't get it.
I actually thought about it, dude. Like, okay, how can you make it better? How? Like, I thought about it. I sat down. I thought, why is GTA doing so well, and why is Red Dead Online not doing that well? Because they're doing the exact same thing. Cosmetics, cars, instead of cars, it's horses. Instead of apartments, it's campsites. I think that's the thing. You can't replicate the what makes GTA appealing into a 1920s world.
No, I think it's not even about that. Like for GTA, like a big thing was the way they were able to stitch certain or set up certain scenarios for heists, let's say. Like that, like in GTA, one of the biggest things that I had fun with, obviously the structured fun that the game provided, was obviously heists. I mean, sure, like we're not gonna get the exact same mechanics and the versatility of the mechanics in Red Dead. But dude, like there's a bunch of stuff that we do in the main game that's extremely adrenaline filled. Like there are mechanics within that game that allow for like crazy stuff that you can do. But there's not like whatever they have in there, it's so, what's the word for it? Just scattered. It's not like it's not properly stitched up together. Like there's no proper like like not even linear. There's no proper strong connection between one thing and the other. You know what I mean? Like it's just a bunch of random stuff, missions and whatever. There's like, it's just, I was really disappointed. I couldn't understand. I thought they'd be coming up with new stuff or some sort of. I thought they'd have a game plan.
Yeah, it looks like they've given up because they can't figure out what to do either.
I don't get it.
They even
like
give up on their
GTA,
stories. Their story online missions, the main story missions, it ends in a cliffhanger. Like it's supposed to continue. They set up a continuation. It's years ago. It's been so many years.
I don't get it.
And I feel like why GTA Online is so addicting and so good is like, suppose we get some money, right? They release a bunch of new cars, new houses, like yachts. When they release yachts, it's a useless. I swear, it's a useless thing. It's literally just a big ass boat that you can't drive in the middle of the ocean. That's it. But it's $8 million, and I got it. I grinded so much to get it. I feel like the reason why it's addicting is to show your friends, oh, look what I got. Or a new car comes out, yo, check out my car, bro.
That's true. That's true.
But like in Red Dead, what are you gonna show? Check out, look at my horse, bro. Yeah, brown coat horse. Like it's two different worlds, and I feel like Rockstar thought they could do the same thing and then realized they couldn't. Because GTA Online is basically like a Fast and Furious game. It's a Fast and Furious world, flying cars, underwater cars, and shit. You can't do that with Red Dead.
No, but that's why I'm not. What I expect from Red Dead is not that. What I expect from Red Dead is really immersive storyline missions, co-op storyline missions. That's what I expect. I want to be able to go into the woods and basically do what Arthur did in the campaign. Do some crazy stuff that Arthur did in the campaign with his gang, with my gang.
But what did he do that's different from online? Because like I'm trying to think like unique mechanics.
No, I need a storyline. I need a storyline. I need a heist. I need a beginning, middle, and end that's really strong. Basically,
so it's mainly stories.
Yeah.
Story is what you did.
Yeah. In that world, set in that world, like that's pretty much what they can do. I mean, that's the appeal of Red Dead. I feel like it is the story. Like it is the.
But how do you build a story in an online world where there's so many other people doing the same story? That doesn't make any sense, though, if you think about it.
I mean,
like how GTA pulls off their heist is like we're mutes and we know each other. All of us are friends. We know other, like everyone is a gang member or something, or everyone's a thief in the world, and they just know people through contacts, and they just calling people for a job. So that way, it kind of works. The story for GTA Online, but like for Red Dead, I mean, if you do the exact same method, like if you're doing heists, that could work.
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm talking
otherwise,
about.
I don't see like
No, that is what I'm
story.
talking about. That is what I'm talking about. I want really good heists. I want really good, narrative heists that have sequences built into them, and like,
I feel like, like cowboy western themed heists would be a pretty good way to go
Dude,
about
yeah,
because
yeah,
they're
definitely,
always
exactly.
actually.
Train heists, like, or
just
you
show
know,
up with your boys on
yeah,
horses.
yeah.
I mean,
No,
the story mode is filled with it.
the ambience in certain towns and cities in that game is just amazing. Like I remember just
Yeah,
riding into the ghost in one of the ghost towns, and like I think it had been struck with some disease and all that, and people were just like, it was empty. It was an empty
right.
town, and like you
Near
could walk
roads, I
into
think.
something, and then or there was another gang just shooting up the whole place, and you know like there's so many settings that are very conducive to role playing in that space, and the whole old western cowboy
That's
stuff.
the thing. That's story mode basically. All that is basically what makes a story mode good. I
Yeah,
don't know if you can replicate it into the online world because the complicated thing is not just you
I
anymore.
mean,
It's a
no,
bunch
dude,
of
think about like why did we have fun? I mean, sure, like the mechanics were a big thing with Wildlands, but there was a
Mhm.
certain narrative where we were like, okay, one mission
No.
after the other.
Violence is different because all the players in the session is of one unit. We are one team following the same narrative.
Yeah.
Red Dead Online is different. It's 30, 60 people doing their
No,
own thing.
but no. But even in GTA, when you start at heist, it's just us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. Like Red Dead also, like we start up, in the online world, we can go around, fool around, do whatever. But when you want to get into a narrative, you start up a heist, it's just going to be us. And we're trying to
Yeah.
follow that narrative, right? That's what I'm trying
Like,
to say.
and since Rockstar's not doing anything about it, I see a bunch of people taking up to themselves to build a narrative. They
Yeah,
like how
yeah,
we're
yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They do
that's where the
role
role
playing.
playing, the role playing thing comes
Yeah.
in. Yeah. Yeah, I think
But
that's going to
honestly,
be,
even though
that's actually I think one of the topics for deep dive, like what role playing is, and I think one of the most interesting stories of that I've seen is in Red Dead. Like there's this
Yeah.
crew, this gang in Red Dead that's like gone full on with their whole role playing scene. So
quite a few actually.
yeah.
Like
They
some
do
even call
like
themselves pirates. They literally
no.
dress up as pirates with the eye patch and stuff.
I've
Like
I've
it's
I've
full on.
heard of this like RP crew who basically so they have quite like a strict code. So there are people
Mm.
who are assigned to like protect the camp, and you have to be confident enough while you're speaking to your seniors and stuff like that. And if they find you just like slacking around, not doing your job, they just shoot you on the spot
Yeah,
and like just ban you from
yeah,
the whole
Sounds like a friendly crew.
exactly.
And the thing is, these guys, I stumbled across their Instagram page. Like each of them, each of their virtual characters have their own page with their own virtual character name, and they're talking in that perspective. Or today, the sunrise was this, or the rain was this, and they update on Instagram, with their pictures and stuff, the virtual photography, and I was just blown away. I'm just looking for good photographs
Yeah.
on Instagram, and I stumble across this whole world, and I'm reading all their posts, seeing how their life, this virtual character's life was back in 1920, and it is crazy.
Yeah.
Like one thing I used to love doing online, I Red Dead Online, even though there's not a lot of missions, I don't play any of the missions. I literally every time I go online, I just immerse myself. I
Yeah.
don't play any mission because I find it kind of boring, honestly. Like the PvP stuff, I find it so boring. So I literally just
I feel
hop on my
Red
horse.
Dead missions get a bit repetitive. It's just a
Definitely.
shootout after shootout after shootout.
Exactly. It's pretty boring. So for me, it's just the random shit that happens. So I'll just get on my horse. I'll switch off the minimap, just randomly go, wherever I want.
There's like a
Find a lake.
pretty cool video essay about like how this is the weird way that Rockstar has taken itself. Back in like when it was doing GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, they didn't have much systems in place. So basically, you could do a mission in the way that Rockstar has asked you to, or you could just place bombs like 4 hours before you start the mission, and then like these people innocently walk into the bombs and they blow up, and you get
Yeah.
like a mission passed. So you just can't pull off that shit in Red Dead Redemption, which is very ironic considering you are an outlaw and you have to obey the rules
Yeah.
set by the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's uh I feel with Red Dead Redemption and the online scenario, I feel like games are getting a bit harder to make. Overall, they have to now take in consideration a lot of aspects. I believe even like Last of Us Part 2 didn't shift with the multiplayer aspect, did it?
Mm.
Yeah.
No.
So basically, I mean, Last of Us had it, Uncharted 4 even had it, but like Last of Us Part 2, they were like,
Mm.
no, we're just gonna focus on
I
story.
mean, but then again, no one really plays. I mean,
Yeah.
I own the game. I've never even played it. I tried it, got bored, left immediately after 10 minutes.
Yeah, so
Like, only
I
reason I
believe
considered it was for the
most of the
trophies.
games are most of the games are like just focusing on what are the best aspects. Because games are getting much more difficult to make with the new graphics and everything. Um, Having to make a game to a certain standpoint, but you have to also deliver it in the same time frame that earlier games would use to ship at. I mean, I guess that's also the problem with Cyberpunk, where the game, it was being shipped for I mean, it was revealed like 7 years ago, but only started a professional production cycle like 2 years ago. And everybody on the internet was like, when are you making the game? There used to be like death threats to developers and everything, and like publishers were just going hound dogs on these developers, so they just
Yeah.
had to ship something by that point.
Yeah.
And I guess that's part of why a lot of games right now do come off unfinished. It's
Mm.
not just
Mm.
Cyberpunk. I believe like people are saying like Cyberpunk is the worst thing to ever happen, but I mean, Mass Effect, Andromeda, Anthem, he has been doing the same thing for like years now.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like now there's this whole issue where the pandemic has increased the demand for games, but at the same time affected the ability to create them efficiently. So
Yeah.
the demand and supply has been, you know, um, demand has been positively affected, but the supply has been negatively affected, and that rift is very apparent. And when businesses try to, or developers try to fix that gap to make money, that's where the problem lies.
But
But
I
yeah,
feel like we still got a few decent games in the pandemic. Like Doom
decent.
Eternal was really good.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, decent. But yeah, so yeah, I think we covered a good range of topics for a casual conversation. I feel like I
Yeah.
think we're at about an hour and a half or closing. No, hour and 15 minutes.
That's great.
So not bad. So yeah, I think we
It
should
was 90% Halo.
90% Halo. Honestly, let's name this like you know, if
Halo.
you know what, let's push this out on a Thursday and just call it Halo Throwback Thursday episode. So
So
yeah,
we should actually do that.
yeah,
We
go
should
for it.
have like a throwback session. No, throwback sessions for different games, I guess.
Oh yeah,
We can talk about specifically.
That's
Yeah.
probably what we'll do whenever we don't have guests. We just talk about one game.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, guys. So that's pretty much it for today's episode. Um, Upcoming is going to be a guest episode. We're pretty excited for that. Hopefully, if things work out according to the way we've planned it, I believe it's going to be the 4th of July, the next weekend. We're going to have the crew from PC Peasants, or it might be just Armand from PC Peasants, depending on who's free and who's available. But that's going to be pretty cool. He's one of the first content creators that we were able to bring on board, and he helped us out with Resident Evil, and I think
That's right.
his last stream is still yet to come out, which will probably come out within the next few days. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. We are also trying our best to figure out how we can get some industry experts on board, and have some really meaningful conversations with those guys, get some value extracted for you guys. So that brings us to a close for episode number 4 of the Ground Zero podcast. Until next time, this is Lobby Zero signing out. Peace.
Peace.